Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Darius Santos, the Chief Revenue Officer of Dubb. Darius and I have been on a tremendous journey now for so many years. Darius, huge amounts of gratitude to you, and I can't wait to see what you got. Thanks, guys. Chat in the chat, Q in the Q&A. Let's make this a great webinar.
Thank you so much for that awesome introduction, Ruben. So today's webinar is going to be about authenticity, and part of this is going to be using the power of video and how that affects authenticity, how it enables us to be more authentic, and especially in a virtual environment. You know, all the sales leaders we bring on here, they have that consistent message about the impact of authenticity in business, in your career, and in growth. So with that in mind, I'm just going to provide a quick demonstration here for the Dubb platform. I know some of us are brand new. Some of us have no idea what Dubb is about. So we'll give you just a little demonstration of that. And then we're going to pass it over to our man, Jared, here to take over. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen. So speaking of being authentic and using the power of video, here's what Dubb does to help this. So I have Ruben's LinkedIn pulled up here just as an example of how we might reach out to someone in a very personal, authentic way using the power of video. You can see this little Dubb button right here is the Dubb Chrome extension. This allows you to record any type of video from anywhere, your webcam, your screen, your webcam plus your screen. You can use, let me move the Zoom thing here. You can even use your profile picture if you wanted to, like if you were shy, but we're all about the power of video. So let's say I wanted to make an introduction to myself to Ruben, either for career purposes, sales purposes, anything like that. So here it goes. Hey, Ruben, you know, I wanted to reach out to you. I saw we actually had 1,700 mutual connections. That's kind of crazy, right? The reason I actually wanted to reach out is I had a video that I wanted to share with you. As a leader in the space, your opinion about this is invaluable, and I'd love to hear your feedback on it. Thank you so much. Again, just kind of a rough example there of an idea of way that I wanted to share some content with him. And you can see we can pause this, resize it, do whatever I need to make that video a little bit more interesting. And when I'm done, I can press the check mark there. So that's the first piece of what Dubb is a video recorder built into your browser. And then in addition to the desktop functionality here is also a mobile app, very powerful mobile app where you can do some things like a built-in teleprompter, clip merging, you can add music, text on the screen, all kinds of, it's like a full built-in video editor all in one. So that is the mobile app as well. So the first concept there is really wherever you're at, as easily as you can type a text or write an email, you can create a very authentic personal video. So that's the first piece here is the video creation. Now, here's the second thing. When you create that video, every time you create a video with Dubb, Dubb's going to build an optimized video landing page for every single message you create. You can see here this watermark, background, logo, all these kind of branding elements are added to your video automatically. And now, so instead of driving somebody to something like YouTube, where there's just so many distractions and advertisements, you're actually getting a fully branded portal so that it's your experience and you can control that. And then now, in addition to the just design elements, are the conversion elements, right? When we're reaching out to create a connection, to go for a sale, to try to create that opportunity, there's something we want them to see and something we want them to do on the other end. And that's where these assets come into play. The first part of that is the buttons. You can see these little buttons here. Call to actions can do anything you can think of. Direct phone call, text message, fill out a form, book a time in a calendar. You can even send and collect video replies from people. They don't have to download or sign up or install anything. So it even makes two-way asynchronous video communication very easy. Like I said, anything you want the buttons to do for connections, for sales, for anything, you can program them to do so. And then of course, the other part there is the playlist where you heard, just like I promised Ruben, when I said, hey, there's a video, I'd love to get your opinion on it. And here's what happens is right at the end of this, it automatically rolls into that next video. So if we're doing something like prospecting, this is the time saver. This is how you be efficient and effective with your videos. So that way you don't have to repeat yourself for maybe your value proposition or the information you wanted to share with them. You can create those authentic personal videos in just a few seconds, like I did there, and then leverage all of your existing things like your case studies, testimonials, or maybe it's your resume, maybe it's your things that you have because you're trying to expand your career, your growth of your own. Whatever the purpose is, you have the ability to customize your videos instantly for that application. And speaking of different applications, like this one's all about a booking. But what if I want to drive people into a webinar like we did here today? We have a little webinar template you can apply, and it instantly changes that whole video for that goal. So we were talking about optimizing your videos for the purpose. This is what that looks like. So you can see here, the buttons are different, the branding's different, the playlist different. It's all about the webinar on this one. And the other one was all about bookings and case studies. So whatever your goals are, you're able to instantly package and customize your video for that goal. And just like I described about the mobile app, you can trim this thing, you can edit out the parts that you messed up, you can add custom intros and outros and music. All those editing features are also part of the platform. All right, so we have this video that we created. Dubb automatically packaged it and edited it, or we edited it, and then Dubb packaged it up just for our purposes. And now we're ready to send it out. So the first part of this is actually direct integrations inside of your favorite platforms: Gmail, Outlook, LinkedIn, Salesforce, HubSpot, you name it. Your favorite platform has a Dubb button built right inside of it, where when you click this button, it's going to give you access to your library of videos. Here's the one in Outlook. Same button exists inside of all those platforms I just mentioned, where when you click that button, you are given access to your library of videos. And or you can also record a video from within that integration there. So if I click the button, there's all my videos. Here's the one I just made for Ruben. And now I can send that through, or via email. I could even put his first name on it to make it look like it's just for him. This one is just for him, but in case I'm recycling videos, I can have a list of pre-recorded videos. Like this one here is some tutorial videos that I have, pre-procured lists of videos that you're able to deliver automatically. But this is the way you're sending video messages. No worry about attachment size or limitations or anything like that. It's a very light GIF preview, which gives you better click through than any link or image will. And that's the first way you can distribute this, is through the direct integration in LinkedIn or Gmail or wherever you are. So that's the concept here with Dubb, is create the videos, package them, and then distribute them in the easiest, most efficient and effective way possible. That's really been our goal here. One last piece is, we're all about technology, right? Some of us have 15 different pieces. Some of us are struggling to find one that works. And Dubb can be the sole source of technology for many of these use cases. So what I showed you guys there was just the video part, but Dubb actually does have a full functioning built-in CRM where you can store your contacts, keep them organized with lists and filters and tags, just like a HubSpot or Pipedrive. You have deals and tasks, everything to keep you on track. And of course, part of that is the built-in bulk sending features of Dubb, where you can see specifically who's watching the videos, who's clicking. You can send them out to big lists at one time. So you can see here, this one was sent to 40,000 people. You can see who watched, who clicked, who opened, what percentage of the video that they watched. So that's the final benefit of Dubb, is it's a full functioning CRM where you can build out either bulk video emails or even sequences of video emails or text messages. So here's an example of that. So in addition to just sending out one video one time, you can actually send out a series of video emails and sequences, or emails and text messages, based on whatever rules you'd like. It can be simple like this, send email delay, or something very complex like, if they watched a video, then send them a different message. Or if they clicked a button that says, I'm interested, then we can send them down a different path. So that is the very full story of the Dubb platform in a quick 10-minute window there. Create videos authentically, personally, instantly, using the tools at your fingertips that you're already using every single day. So without further ado, I'm going to pass it back over to our teammates here, Ruben, and then he's going to let Jared take over.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Darius. Our evolution of Dubb is all based on customer feedback. We're always listening. We have big, huge Dumbo ears. If you have anything to tell us, anything to ask us, any suggestions, this is about community. It's about two-way communication. We've learned from Jared the importance of community. Our community exists at community.dubb.com. For anyone that's wondering, this webinar is being recorded and we will be sharing this. You're welcome to reshare this. So stay tuned. As long as you registered into this webinar, you will receive the email from us with the recording. So we encourage you to watch it, rewatch it, share it, whatever you'd like to do. I will just, before I intro Jared, which I'm so excited to do, I wanted to share a very quick story on how authenticity is so important to sales. I recently was calling one of our clients and I said, hey, listen, we want to help you with your scripts and the videos that you're sending out. So what works? What is getting your prospects to open up your emails? And funnily enough, he opens up his email and he starts to read this email that he had sent to someone with a video in it, of course. And he noticed instantly that there was a typo in it. And he said, oh, that's so funny. I was typing this so fast and so conversationally that there was a typo in it. And he got a response. Now, I am by no means suggesting that you should put typos in your emails. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that human beings, authentic creatures, make mistakes. We are impervious to this. We are authentic. We get our messages across in a human way. It's not hyper scripted. It's not perfect. We look different. Our hair is different. Our voice is different. It all depends on our mood. But as long as it's authentic, that's what creates the connection. So that level of honesty that we can convey in our communication, in my opinion, is the most important thing that we can do in any type of comm, whether we're looking for a job or trying to get Jared's attention because we want him to buy something or selling something, whatever the case may be, authenticity wins. Jared, so psyched to have you, co-founder of Rev Genius. What an honor. Take it away, man.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? I see some questions here. I guess Darius is jumping in to answer them. So rock and roll. You all have some good questions. And, David, several people I asked about receiving videos and emails said they wouldn't open them due to scam concerns. Interesting. I'd love to unpack that more because sometimes we hear the opposite. And you can even put in the title like video inside and send it on LinkedIn and all that stuff. But the purpose of today, at least my being here, is to build on the authenticity that video gives, right? Dubb has a sick product, awesome stuff, a lot of CRM functionality, automation, things that you need. But what about the person behind it? Okay. How are you leveraging this product, your suite of products, to really drive authenticity to hit your goal? So I have a presentation today that I'm going to be sharing my screen for. They got Wi-Fi in the cave. Yes, Vince, we have Wi-Fi in the cave, sir. So I'm going to be sharing my presentation just to talk about community. So when these kind folks at Dubb came to me and we were game planning what to discuss, authenticity was the point that kept coming up. And today, as a seller, as a marketer, our buyers are more seasoned and numb than ever, right? And they're used to getting so many touches. They're used to all the cold call scripts reaching out. Hey, do you have 27 seconds for me to tell you why I called? And don't get me wrong, those all work. But how you could add a little extra firepower to everything that you do is by being authentic. And Rev Genius, I don't know how much or how little you've known. We built it just about a year ago. We're hitting 13 to 14,000 members right now in it, and helping people leverage community and the principles behind community to truly be authentic. So here, I want to discuss community. Like, what is community? What does community mean, right? How do you sell in a community? How do you hire or be hired in a community? And how do you network to level up? So these are four major points and that I want to address. And what I'll do is, after each slide, or maybe towards the end, I'll open it up to questions, because we want to go back and forth. So I'll take it as we go. Darius, if anything seems highly relevant to the slide, feel free to interrupt me and ask me. I'm cool with that. But otherwise, we'll keep it to the end.
We'll do it there.
People come to me, and you probably see so many communities coming up. When we started a year ago, there was a handful of like pretty prominent communities. Now it seems everywhere you go, there's a different community for something else. And that's great. That's great for you because your needs are being met. But let's talk about, what I view community actually is. People are like, it gets so much. Should we be on Slack? Should we be on Discourse? I was talking to Ruben before because he has a very active community on there. Should we have in-person events now that people are getting vaccinated and all of this? So what is community? Well, community isn't a platform. It's not LinkedIn. It's not Facebook. Sure, people that you're targeting contacts with, et cetera, might live in those places, but that's not what community is. Community is not a platform. Community is the people. Community is why, the caveman questions coming in with the Wi-Fi and the jokes and the banter and the actual help and authenticity back and forth work that could be lost. So it's not, are you on Slack or Discord or Circle, one of the newer ones? It's, what are you doing with the people to create what they want? Ruben said that they have big Dumbo ears. That's important, right? Because community is harnessing the people, and community is family. Now, community is more than just people. People is everything that makes up LinkedIn. People are everything that makes up any location, any group. There's audience, right? You sign up for a mailing list, and you're probably part of that audience. We all have our favorites, but the audiences are people, but the family aspect are what we do for each other. And this is big, right? This is a big component. Family, how I define family, is a giving mentality, coming as close as possible to unconditionally supporting one another. We all have our tiffs and arguments, but like I'm talking like the perfect family, and just being there for one another. So we have the idea of community, but how do we bring it to your business needs? Okay. Like, great, Jared, there's community. How do I sell more from community? I get it. How do I sell more? And how I'm looking at this slide, you're telling me not to sell. That is counterintuitive to selling. Yeah, it is. It is. Bear with me though. When you're in a community, and I'm not, and I'm actually, you could even include LinkedIn for this matter, but when you're in a community of people that you're trying to go after, don't outwardly sell, especially not in a micro community. It's actually a rule in many of them, because this is a safe place where you could be closer to one another. Do you try to sell to your family? Some of us do, but probably not the best tact, right? The second thing is when you don't sell, but you give endlessly and are helpful, and you could argue like this is selling without selling. Sure. It all depends on how you look at it. I say give away from your business model even. That's how you can ensure that that's not the case. When you're giving endlessly, helping connect your prospects or people in your circles to other people, they will connect you back. They will connect you back, and it'll come back. And it won't. And when you give endlessly and be helpful, key caveat, don't expect anything back from that person that you give to. I don't care if it's your number one prospect, your number 5 prospect, your top 10, whatever it is, or any of them that are on your target list. Don't expect anything back. Have you ever had somebody come to you and that wanted something from you and offer to do something for you, and you say no because you know what that's going to entail? Don't put other people in that situation. Stop that. Stop. And then, believe it or not, people come to you. So if just by sheer helping others, with Rev Genius, you'd be shocked at how much comes to us. Now, this is how to navigate within a community. Obviously, you probably need your outbound sales, you need your emails, you need to send your dubs, and you need to do things like that. But when you're within a community, when you're within your family, and you want to build those stronger ties, this formula, it sounds like there's no secret sauce in there. There's plenty of secret sauce in here. I promise you after this, if I answer all your questions, and I will, and I help you, and I will, with whatever you're going for, and you feel good about it, you'll probably join Rev Genius. You might refer a friend, and you might even give us a lead to do business with us, right? So case in point. Now, let's say you're looking for a job, looking to hire or get hired. It's important to show up. Show up to community hiring events. We have one every Wednesday night on Clubhouse. Had an awesome one last night. We had somebody freestyling and everything. Ding, if I'll connect you with him so that you could hear him freestyle next week. It was spectacular. Okay, talk about authenticity. He was freestyling, and he was getting everybody in the room in a positive light. It was great. But show up to community hiring events. Just by showing up and raising your hand at our events, and I don't want to just plug ours, at any events that are out there in micro communities, just showing up and raising your hand gets people to call on you and you speak your piece. We've had dozens and dozens of people get hired at no cost to the company or low. Like sometimes we charge like $100 to post a job, but like maybe we should capitalize on that more, but you get the idea. Now you're hiring, you do that. If you're a candidate, you do that. Just show up. Perfect example. My friend 8 weeks ago, somebody had no SaaS experience. He was a waiter in a casino in Vegas. Great guy. He had some sales experience, multi-level marketing. The antithesis of what a SaaS company is looking for, right? He just kept showing up to our events, and in 8 weeks, he got his first SaaS role at like an AI-driven fintech company. And it's because he showed up and he was tactful and differentiates. So number 2 is differentiate yourself from other candidates with video like Dubb and authenticity. Video is an easy way to be authentic. You know, the irony is it's also an easy way to not be authentic. What do I mean by that? I was actually prospected once by a video company, not in the room, that most of you may not have even heard of. And they had a canned video with somebody looking into the camera saying, "Hey, have you tried out Video Company B? We can help you do this, this, and this." You want to talk authenticity? The dog barking in the background is something incredible.
We love the dog. We love dogs.
I mean, this is as real as it gets, right? So, we're a video company from Canada, company B, I'm like, are you kidding me? This had such an inverse action that video should cause, right? Like I'd rather read a canned written letter to see somebody be inauthentic visually was like stomach churning, but to see them authentic visually is something that not a lot of people do. And you'd be surprised, like in getting hired, difference of video and authenticity. One case study with video in particular that really worked for a candidate that was new to software sales. He had run a recruiting agency in the past, so he had entrepreneur experience, did well there. But he was still breaking in. After each interview, he'd send a thank you video through LinkedIn, not just to the hiring managers, but to anybody that was giving him help along the way. Also, he'd have 1 to 2 references, not waiting until the references at the end, right? You may never get there. After each interview, hey, here are 2 references. So picture I'm interviewing with Dubb, And I use their video technology after, because if you don't, like, come on, this is like a quick win. But then I also had Mike, VP of partnerships at G2 Crowd, saying, hey, I know Jared on video. Ruben, I know you're you buy into G2 Crowd. We thank you. What you don't know is I know Jared well. Jared is amazing because of A, B, and C, and I think he rocks. And then you have somebody else from Enter relevant either to that person you're interviewing with business or just like relevant title or something like that. And now all of a sudden you have 3 people talking in video being authentic, and you could literally see this person being authentic on my behalf. So you could double down on authenticity. What we do in Rev Genius, you could do this anywhere. Like, this isn't unique to us, but sometimes we're forward thinking in this. When somebody's going through the interview process, we all raise our hand to give video help on their behalf, because we know they're going to do number 2, differentiate yourself. But sometimes we want to add even more firepower. Number 2 is already enough firepower to get you the job if you're tactful, you're curious, you're coachable, you know, the normal stuff. But having others that like are in the same community, like vouch for you with titles, I'll gladly shoot a video for somebody I know. So differentiate yourself with other candidates. So you're going through something, you meet me after this, you're going for a job, you do the video and I do it with you. And my network might be bigger than yours, that might help. Oh my gosh, let's get you in. 3, lean in to get help from other community members that have been in your shoes. What does lean in mean? Lean in means show up, but like it's also proverbially showing up. Showing up and raising your hand and participating is leaning in. Asking a question. This came up the other day and getting hired. So I know I said always give. You know, the principle is to sell, to give. When you're going for a job, you're selling yourself. How do you give? How did this, and I was on yesterday with an awesome tool talking about this. And what if you don't have any experience? What if you're this new SDR that works in Caesar's Palace as a waiter, and you're trying to get in? You got your video, you got your checklist of things to do, and but this one's confusing you because you don't have any software experience. Like, how do you give? You know, the answer I gave was simply put, you could have an SDR to be and an SVP that's been in the game for 15, 20 plus years. The SDR to be is showing up every week. Let's say they had an interview last week. They learned to use video. They learned that Dubb is a great video tool, and that there's free trials or offers there to make it feasible to use it in the recruiting process, even if you don't have an account yet. Them showing up, they're going to tell 1 or 2 other people this advice. And this advice, somebody with 5 or 10 years experience might not know to use video yet. And frankly, somebody with 20 years experience may never know to use video if they don't hear from the person that just started last week in their job search. And then you have the SVP, 15, 20 plus years, not showing up. If you don't show up, you can't answer questions and give the value that you have. Sure, you have a ton of value deep inside your head, your heart, all of this. But if you're never there to give it, what good does it do? So lean in, and you just asking the questions and being there, it's like a principle of the world. Like you're going to get it back. And other people have been in your shoes too. So you know who showed up the week after getting that job, helping the next group of people, and miraculously, there was the next group of people that showed up the next week that hadn't showed up. Like they're all older people, more seasoned. But after this guy got a job, and it took a couple months, it's not going to happen overnight, especially if you're learning still. He was there helping people at the drop of a hat. And then somebody else is inviting other people in after he got a job because he'd followed this, pushing them to the stage and literally yelling at them at the questions to ask. So he was helping others lean in. How to sell and getting hired. I have 3 things on each. I don't have 20 things. There's 3 main things. I mean, obviously I wanted to keep this digestible for y'all for being authentic, but like, if you just do these things and ask me for help, I'm here. Ask Darius and Ruben for help. Certainly, if you know all your video questions and how to be comfortable and all that, you're going to get far better results than it seems. And I remember Darius and I having the conversation after, like, what's the secret sauce? So getting hired is that. Hiring, very similar stuff. If you're looking to hire people, show up. Perfect example. Job boards are prevalent. They're a dime a dozen. LinkedIn has 1 million jobs. They even tell you not to submit applications anymore, submit videos. And if Ruben and Darius weren't muted now, they'd probably be laughing in agreement, right? Like,
we are.
It's almost like a faux pas, like you don't know better. It's funny, I did a experiment right now. I'm 15 years experience. I've been President's Club, top 1 out of 500. I just applied to a job board for 5 AE roles. I got 1 interview out of the 5. So I'll just put that out there. Okay. There could be a variety of reasons. It's very difficult. It's very difficult for somebody that's even done well. So in that interview, I didn't even humor them out, but I digress. So the point is show up in video, but show up to events as well. And if you're posting something on a job board looking for candidates, it's fine. You'll have to wade through so many hundreds or thousands of people, depending on the network that you choose, but also show up in the community. Example with this yesterday, a recruiter for a company in our network posted something on our job board, and they didn't really get any applicants. I mean, it's been 24 hours, but I digress. But the SVP of sales showed up last night to our hiring event, and he has 2 to 3 interviews on the calendar. So what I did was, the one angle, they're like, we don't have any applicants. And I just copied the SVP and I said, are you sure? Not only do you have applicants, but you have interviews on the calendar, highly qualified, moving fast. You're hiring. I have case studies in the last few weeks of Series D startups that found 3 people in sub 3 months, probably sub 2 months, through RevGenius by showing up. Talk to the community leaders. Here's a hack. Talk to the community leaders that have experience with community members, whether it's the founders of the community or people in like leadership roles helping out. Talk to them. I'm able, one manager talked to me and he had a new hire the next week. And what do you know? She closed 5 meetings within 2 days. She was a good new hire. So qualified fast. It cost them $0 to hire. Okay, 0. Right now, recruiters are making 25% fees. So think about 100 grand, 25 grand. That's worth 25 minutes of your time, I'd say. It's worth a lot more than that, but you get the idea. 3, offer advice. What's the commonality here? Offer advice. Give help to others to land the jobs they're looking for, even if it isn't with you. And I've seen this, and what happens is you end up getting other candidates, and you end up, and it works. Like I've literally watched even hiring managers offer jobs to people that publicly said that they were looking at other places. They supported that, helped that, and then he ended up coming back and getting hired, and he's happy. He's really happy. He realized that he was maybe going the wrong way. So, all right. You're 1 of 2 people. You're trying to sell more. You're trying to get hired. Say you're just trying to network. And obviously there might be an ulterior motive behind here, but maybe you don't know what you want. You might be looking for a new job. You're always in the market for for prospects, but like you're not a shark. You're like, listen to Jared, you want to network. So, oh my gosh, number one is show up and give. And then two, identify community members who could potentially help you get mentored. If you ask somebody to mentor you and you get along well with them and they have time, they're probably going to say yes. And if they say no, you get turned down so softly, and it's because of a really logical reason more often than not. Now, keep in mind, the logical reason might be because you come without an authentic self, looking for ulterior motives. So be conscious of that, be aware of yourself. But with that said, we look for mentors for either short or long-term goals, whether to get a promotion at your current company, find a new job, raise funding. Maybe you get a mentor just to help you with that because you've never done it before, fundraising. Learn marketing skills, learn how to do video better, answer the questions here through mentor, etc. All important things, but you could find that person or that group of people in a community. And there's not one perfect person for you. It's probably a combination thereof. And sometimes you just have a question to ask. So do it. Identify the groups or channels within a community that have people with a similar job or goal so that you could learn. In Rev Genius, we have Rev Data Club. If you want to learn more about data, Content Marketing Club. We have Rev League, which is a combination of top of funnel and full cycle reps competing to set up the most meetings. And every week they're talking about different video techniques, cold calling techniques, et cetera. And they're getting free tools to use there. And they're competing. And there's a leaderboard. And heck, I'm giving them t-shirts and swag as prizes. And it's helping them make more money in their current jobs. That's kind of cool. So like just joining there has literally changed people's professional lives, where I've watched people go from 2 meetings booked over the course of 2 weeks to 5 meetings in a week within that same month. I've watched people book dozens of meetings a month where they were booking significantly less. The camaraderie is great. The prizes are cool. And just having that connectivity with others is big. So identify groups like that are like-minded, and then be authentic. What does being authentic mean? It means being you. Have tact. Don't always be so raw because you want to be conscious and aware of the other person. But with that said, authenticity, humility, and coachability are some of the most magnetic traits you could have. That's why people say, I'm looking for somebody that's coachable. It's not just a team leader. It's also as a friend. If you give somebody advice to help them and they're cold back, and they're like, you're not going to give them advice again. F that. You still might be friends with them, but you're not going to get that extra layer of deepness. So being authentic, and that's what we're talking about today. So in closing, this is how to get in touch with me. I want to hear all your questions. This is me, even wearing a suit and tie. I believe that was an interview day. It looked like I was going for an interview. I still had my hair down. So thank you all, and opening it up for questions. Thank you for listening to all that.
Tremendous, Jared. From the heart, so good. This is such valuable content, everyone. I just wanted to encourage you guys to really take this advice to heart, because when we suffer from this idea of wanting to be too perfect, if we suffer from this idea of not wanting to hit the send button, if we suffer from this idea of not wanting to record a video because we don't like how it's going to look, there are deeper issues. There are deeper issues that are holding us back from becoming vulnerable to be our true authentic selves. And when we really embrace the idea of self-realization, and we understand that we've gone through trauma in our lives, we've been rejected, we've been not called back, we've been ignored, we've been kicked out of board meetings, we've had all these things, we've had ex-boyfriends and girlfriends say bad things to us, or even parents or uncles or aunts or former teachers. And the problem with this type of trauma that we experience is that it holds us back, and it makes us not click that send button, not pick up that phone, not want to cold call someone not want to send them a Dubb video, which I used to suffer from. And now when we get to this point of truly understanding ourselves and understanding that people yearn a connection, they yearn truthfulness, authenticity, that is where the world opens up to us. So I invite you guys to take Jared's advice here, to be your best authentic self, because it wins. Thanks, Jared.
The other part of this too, thank you for that too, Ruben, is the community aspect of this, guys. There's a whole world that I guarantee many of us are not taking advantage of. Like Rev Genius is one example of this community where there's opportunities for career growth, for sales coaching, mentoring. It's all in this one channel. But let's say if you have a specific industry or vertical or whatever that your profession is involved with, find that channel, find that group. Maybe it's Rev Genius. Maybe it's one just like it. But the point is find one of these communities and begin to take advantage of it and unlock that next lever in your growth, your personal growth, your sales growth. This is a whole untapped channel for the vast majority of people, right? Like, okay, we had phone calls, and then we got email, and then we got, social media, and now we have communities. So it's the same thing where it's just another avenue, another stream for you to develop your brand, your skills, and your income. So this is one of those things that I just want to make sure everyone's understanding too, is there's the opportunity to be authentic, which applies everywhere. And then there's the actual application of the community where we need to dive in, get involved, become active, and be authentic in the community to really reap the benefits. So a couple of important takeaways there.
I threw something in encouraging people to send me a Dubb video. And when I said I'll let you in, I'll 1000% connect with you regardless, but send me a Dubb video. I want to challenge you. Send it whatever you want. You can tell me to go F off if you've hated this all the way. I'd appreciate constructive feedback if you do, though. Like why? Don't just be a jerk about it. But my favorite one, I'll throw up on my LinkedIn, sometime over the next week.
Nice. Do you want to toss your email in there? Or
yeah, well, why don't I tell the people how to get in touch with me? Sure.
Right? Yeah.
I'm notoriously known for. If I was better at some of this stuff, we would have probably grown faster.
You're like, find me out there, Google or something.
So that's my LinkedIn, and
there it is.
I'll put in the Rev Genius join link. There's no costs. That's the only plug you'll get.
Very good. And then this, again, will be sent out in the recording. We'll put the link in the email as well. So those two things there. Find Jared on LinkedIn, send him a video, give him some feedback, or maybe seek some mentorship or some help. He can help you in the community there. Jared Robbins LinkedIn, Ruben's LinkedIn, and of course the Rev Genius link channel there. It doesn't look obvious. It's it's VR LPS. So just make sure that's the Rev Genius channel link to click there to join.
Well done.
Be sure you guys take advantage of that there.
And in the spirit of giving, Jared, thank you so much for the links. I encourage everyone to go sign up for Rev Genius. There's a link right there. Also to connect with Jared on LinkedIn, a fantastic person to follow, to consume his content, very educational stuff, and all about giving. So amazing. One of the things that I wanted to offer is we have this super badass swag pack, and it's got this cool water bottle, and it's got this Dubb shirt, and it's got a couple more things. I forgot what they are now. And I wanted to just give, one person from anyone that signs up for just a free account at Dubb. There's no credit card that is required for this. But go to dubb.com, sign up, and someone is going to get a beautiful swag pack in the mail with all of our love and our heart, and of course a Dubb video. I also encourage people to connect with me, connect with Darius, in addition to Jared on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn's where it's at, right?
It is. Do we have any questions coming in?
About a little question here about a Lion Desk integration. I told him reach out to support. I'll share an article with you there. So
yes, we do.
We'll take care of you. Yes.
Yeah. They got acquired, by the way. There's going to be changes.
Yes, there will. All right. Sweet. So let's see here. If anyone has any questions after this, like let's say you're busy right now, can't have it, reach out to us still, support at dubb.com, Darius at dubb.com. If you guys have any inquiries about video things related, anything like that, feel free to reach out to me there. Anything related to the Rev Genius channel, you guys have the link there to join. You have Jared's LinkedIn, so be sure to take this down here and now. And I highly encourage you guys to get involved here. Again, if you're not in a community, find one. You will definitely benefit from it. So
David has a community. Can we do a webinar? Drive to my affiliate link. Let's be authentic here. Let's unpack this. What is David meaning? Authenticity, making $0 on this. The link I gave y'all, that's for me to earn a t-shirt. It's a viral loops link so we can get attribution. I'm earning a t-shirt from Rev Genius. I already have one. But I just want attribution. So I just want to throw that out there. Like David, you want to do a webinar with Rev Genius, with Dubb? What's up?
yeah, reach out to either one. I'm not sure of the specifics there, David, but
here, Jared at Rev Genius. Both would be good. We're not going to drive anything to your affiliate link. Open to sponsorships if you want. But David, come in, talk. We'll talk one-on-one. We'll unpack everything. You have my email there. You don't need to use a credit on Seamless on whatever tool you use. I saved you a credit. You could have guessed that. We have a 3-person team. This is authenticity, all.
Right, one of those tools. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for attending today. Again, any questions, concerns, comments, definitely follow up with this here. We will be sending the recording to everyone that registered, so stay tuned for that. And we're looking forward to your guys' success, seeing you in our communities, seeing you in the Rev Genius channel and elsewhere on LinkedIn. Thanks so much for attending, guys.
Have a
good one.
day.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much, Jared.
Thanks, Jared. All right.
Honored, blessed. Thank you.